Back on the grind. I am stupid. Go for 4 days in a row. Dippy dip, indeed. Yeah. It's like just to wipe the Miko. Miko, what are you talking about? Listen, I looked, you know, the Fudo encounter is like 20% or something, but you know what else? Kogasa's the exact same type. So, like, I feel like if I hit Kogasa, then I still get a really good Miko counter. That's 2 chances for the Miko counter. Or we'll just get our own Miko and win the 1v1. Soon this attack is, how am I saying, my starter? I'm going to pop up a random number generator, randomly generate 3 different starters, and I'll pick one of them. I don't want to do true random, but this way I get some element of choice, but it's still pretty random. You got it, Rose gave you choices. Hey, if I get either Akio or Kaine, it gives me a good chance to get something else in the human village. Unless I want to go for the guaranteed Kasume, but I don't know if I want that. Maybe some run I'll take it, but I don't think I'll take it run 1. Like there's also the guaranteed Seija and the guaranteed Wriggle. Maybe if I go a few runs deep, I'll take all the guaranteed encounters on one run, but I think I'll take them right away. Seija, I don't know. I feel like Seija could be might be very good. I'm unsure about how good Wriggle, or not Wriggle, Lily White or Diose is. Like, I've made my comment before. I think Route 1 Chen is nuts. Or arguably the best early game encounter. At least Route 1 encounter, I should specify. I don't know about the rest of the list. I'm curious how good that, like, 5% Sukuna is. Is that great? I don't think she's great, but Earth Steel is an interesting type because of its 2 immunities. Like, generally as is, the nice thing about that typing is it kind of bodies, like, anything poison. And unlike some steels, it's not as good into nature types, it still hits that nature poison line, I feel, pretty well. And also wind, which is pretty relevant to hit. Okay, Hina, I need you to give me some better lines. Maybe also, like, play the lines better. It's not about what it loses into, because like, it's gonna lose into a lot, but it's about what it can win into. I feel like it's really good at beating specific things. we're covered, yeah. I mean, that is the good news, is though, for like major battles and stuff, is I will be aware of what's what. No! Tragic. Hello, Simon. Yeah, because just because a puppet's good on paper does not necessarily mean it's good Nuzlocke-wise. Although they can have some good interchangeability. The issue I'm concerned about with Void types is just the fact that Void has a kind of a bad resistance pool. So it's kind of hard to switch into things. Oop, that... But I am not someone who has used Lily in the puppet, so I have no experience with that. What's extra Lily's ability? What makes her so good? Dark Silence discussing min-max for Trick Room. Yeah, I guess Trick Room strats could be very good in some fights. I kind of forgot that Trick Room is a thing in Puppet. In there. Oh, this time it's so tricky. What do you mean on how encounters are read? Which way do you prefer that? I know on the wiki there's like multiple different Yokai Mountain sections. Where there's different patches of grass. So I guess when I get there, I'll have to figure out which patch is probably the best to aim for, but I'll deal with that when I get there. It does suck because the Yokai Mountain is such a large area. There's a distinct lack of encounters I'll be able to get. I mean, there is, like, the Rainbow Dragon Cave, so there are multiple encounters there, but... And there's the Tengu Village. Is there an encounter there? I think there is. I guess there's enough encounters there that's not that bad. Tengu Village has no encounter? Shame. You do get one at the Morai Shrine, though. I do remember that. So I guess that's the only, like, 3 encounters for that specific location, right? One for the mountain, one for the shrine, and one for the Rainbow Dragon Cave. So I'm pretty sure the area outside the Rainbow Dragon Cave that's extended is still classified as Yokai Mountain. So I guess the question then is just trying to figure out what the best encounters are on Yokai Mountain, and then, like, figure out where the best place to get an encounter is then. What was Zune on with this one? With this attack? Although maybe the Yokai Mountain needs more encounters. So I feel like from Remy to Keiki, when you have 3 of the question mark fights, it's just gonna get wiped clean of so many puppets. Should I end up doing all those fights? Did you beehive, you know? I got my ass tickled. Oh, 4 days in a row with the timeout. Easy peasy. Yeah, well, my Higa is one of the reasons I think Chen is, like, the best Route 1 encounter. Or at least in the running for it, because I feel like there are multiple different runs, depending on what you want to do, that are insane. And if you can get the Route 1 Chen, then you can guarantee the Ron encounter in Mayohiga. Because you either have Attack Ron, who boosts her attack every time she takes a knockout, potentially letting you to sweep. And... or you can do Extra, which I believe sets up the Sun Shower. I think that's... She has a weather setup ability. And simply having weather is always a really nice thing, even if I'm unsure how good Sun Shower actually is. Yeah, there's a lot of scary points in the run. I said this yesterday, I think one of the scariest parts of the run, sure, it's super late game, is the Flan Gauntlet. The only good news for that gauntlet is that you will be slightly over-leveled for it. But the only good news I found with it. We're at the end of the run in this. Depending on how far I want to go, probably either Gengetsus, Boruto, or Maribel. Ideally, it's Maribel. Second, ideally, it's Boruto. Third, ideally, it's Gengetsu. If I need to if the late game is just impossible, then I'll just end it at Shinki, but... There's 4 different endgames, I'm unsure. A lot of it really comes down to, like, I feel like ending at Gengetsu, or the Getsu sisters, I guess it's both of them, is realistically the most sane ending that's probably realistic. I would like to be able to do the question marks. I'm just unsure how realistically possible they're going to be. I don't have them as my level caps, however, I might force them within their respective level cap areas. Because theoretically, most of the question mark fights I could just cheese. Wait until after Shinki to fight most of the lower leveled ones. So like Boruto is like really the only threat. And like the other late game one, but I feel like that would be too boring. Too uninteresting. Although I just don't know how manageable they are. Zero Dude, thank you with the raid, I appreciate it. I don't have my any of my level caps set specifically for the question marks. I appreciate it. Hope your stream went well. I'm Omiji. I'm not going to go over them right now. I will go through my level caps when I play later. I think all the question mark fights are very beatable as long as I can get an understanding of the AI. Question is, how realistic is that? Yeah, I don't know. Let's just go rip some runs right now. I can go practice later should I want to. Some more. I don't know how much encounter routing there is to do. Because, like, most areas don't really share encounters. Oh yeah, there are some areas that have postponed, that you could postpone for a different patch of grass. Is there an encounter in the abandoned mansion? Or is it just outside there with the prison rivers? Shit, that has none. It's a shame. It's gonna make it extremely difficult to get a Prism River then, because I feel like you probably just want to take a Misty Lake encounter. You're gonna need what you can for Remy. And all the subsequent fights. Although maybe the Misty Lake encounters are so bad that you don't care? Where was Rumia again? Is there Rumia at Misty Lake, or is she, like, around the area? Remember I asked Game Glitcher this, but I forgot. Because I've become a defense Rumia believer. Why am I dying to that? Level 11. Hello, Game Glitcher. I see you guys are already on the list. I put the list of titles so it lists the other things for later when I'm actually... so people can reference it. I'm gonna go through all the rules when I start the run later, but I have the, I set 5 main commands. I can set up more, but those are the ones that came to mind. It's dead? That's because it's considered dead. Will die when they are killed. Truer words have never been spoken. Melee, Waggy, Saggy, Chuno, I think Nue. Nue is also on a previous encounter, or previous route, although she's really low encounter rate, if I remember correctly. I glanced at a few early game encounters earlier, just pondering things, although I kinda got annoyed because it's like, oh, you look at the route, oh, here's the Mjorn Temple route encounters. Well, it actually doesn't include the Yorihime sister encounters, or whatever they're called. Shion and June, whatever their family name is. It actually does include that in the table, because it's technically part of the extended, which it only is on the other thing. That's proper, because if you actually click on the puppet in the extra puppet decks, it'll tell you where you can encounter it. But there's no way to see the full table of encounter rates from that menu. Or, like, with everything, including those guys in there. Alright, at some point I'll do an actual randomized run, like full randomized encounters if I can. So that we can see everything under the sun at like equal chance. Just to see some things that you don't normally see. Not randomized trainers, I don't like that though. Route 1 Nazarene is really good, especially I feel if you don't hit Kaine in the human village. Simply having a steel type I feel like is really solid. Not that it's that big of a deal, but having a steel type also sweeps almost all of the Baka squad. Except the Chirno puppet. But it like sweeps like all of the others. I mean, I would take it. Partially because I would have no other choice. I kind of want to take it by the fact that I've had multiple people say that she's probably bad, just to try and make her good. Food all over your face? What do you mean by that? I want you to specify exactly what you mean by that. In description. And if it's against TOS, I'm banning you. Is what I would say, but unfortunately I can't ban you. Unless you go super over the top. You're crazy, sorry. Yeah, because obviously if I get those three, it's clearly a one run off the back of just those three. Yep. Come on, Game Glitch, you should see when Gypsum said earlier, I'm gonna get Akyu, like Kosuzu, and Renosuke as my starters. Me on my way to beat Miko and then die to a... Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse you. Okay, Sistina's funny. Aki's funny. I might ban that. I'm not sure yet. That might be one of the few puppets I ban prematurely. Unless it's so unless it's so dog shit, I might just ban it. Yes, we're going to complete Touhou RPGs. Well, I take it, take it you're having fun with it. Think it's too good or too bad? Both? Probably too good, but because it's so weird. Because, like, obviously, if the opponent has traps of some sort, any way to inflict a status ailment, like poison, or, you know, a super effective move, assist Akyu is literally dog shit. But if they don't, it's free. PS2 is even better? Ooh, even great. So what you're telling me is that you're going to be busy for the rest of the year. Essentially 11, there's a Pokemon Shedinja, which Assist Akyu takes the ability from, which means Assist Akyu has 1 HP, but she can only be hit by super effective moves. So, if the opponent theoretically has no puppets that can deal super effective damage to her, she just wins. Straight up on the surface. It's kind of like the most cheesable thing. Here's the thing. Defense Yukari's raw bulk. The thing is, you're not, like, needing to have a puppet sweep an entire fight in this. That's like, son of a bitch! As long as it has a good matchup into X thing, that's what you need. You just need to, like, 1v1 something. On average. I hate you so much, Notori. Yeah, she can die of poison and traps, which is also something that makes her sketchy. But if you can theoretically, like, play around that, she just kind of 1v1s, 1v5s teams sometimes. Me and my way to beat Miko and then lose to a random ass trainer on the next round. Black Choker makes. Yeah, but if it works how it does in Pokemon with Ninja, you can give him the Focus Sash, which lets you live on 1 HP if you're at full health, which is 1 HP, but it only works once per battle. I'm gonna assume that's how it also works with Puppet, but I may be mistaken. Sadomasochism is real, yeah. Ukraine, she's completely immune. Yeah, but she can't learn that terrain herself, right? And you'd have to have someone else set it up and only lasts for like 5 turns, right? Probably doesn't even have access to healing. Listen, sometimes it's not about, like, how nuts it is, and just, like, sometimes if it's what you get, you gotta figure out how to make it usable. That's why I said I'm not the hater of Sukuna's typing, specifically just for the ability to, like, switch it in on, like, a very specific thing and just get that 1v1. If you have the good type matchup. Like anything poison, you just win that 1v1, I feel. Travel with no ability otherwise. Interesting. Well, Dream is pretty pretty few and far between. Dream on major battles, I should specify. Me and my way to get my defense Rumia. I'm so excited to hopefully try to get defense Rumia. The elements are in Puppet Dance. Elements? You mean like types? There's a lot. Like, there's close to the amount of Pokemon, like 17-ish, approximately. Right? If we ignore Dream, because Dream is, like, weird. It's like, what? Void, Fire, Water, Nature, Wind, Steel, Earth, Fighting, Electric, Warped, Sound, Light, Dark, Dream, if you count that. I think there's 1 or 2 I'm missing. You know, a 3-minute stage 3 is a little disappointing. But I'll take it. I'm in a good mood. Yeah, I forgot about Nether. You bastard. I wasn't paying attention. Forgot about Nether, since it's a fairly forgettable type. Although, who knows, maybe having the ability to 1v1 a fighting type has its merit. Although its distinct lack of resistances makes me question. Let's just restart from that one. Woof. Remember, the most important skill set in a run like this, having the type chart and the stats that let you switch in on a resisted hit and then win the 1v1. It doesn't have to be a resisted hit, but to switch in on something and then win on it. or to set up a sweep. Late game, yeah. We'll see. I mean, I've done hardcore Nuzlocke in Pokemon before, both fan games and official games. I guess I should have said that the other way around, but... I mean, hey, I play Pokemon Run and Bun, and I did beat Watson with only 2 deaths at that point in the run. It went downhill after that, but I have gotten that to that point. So, I have the ability in this. The question is just the AI. That's going to be the red flag. That makes me ponder how it's going to go. I'm going to try to pretend that the AI has a logic to it and try to figure out what it is. Oops, I'm throwing. Attacks. Well, they clearly don't do that all the time, at the bare minimum. Like, the AI has done some very stupid things in the game before. Like, I don't think the AI in it is as complicated and as well optimized as something like the Pokemon Run and Bun AI. I think it's a lot more like just the base Pokemon Emerald AI. Where it's just full of +1s and -1s and zeros, and it just tries to, you know, find the quote-unquote, like, highest rated move, but there's often overlap, so it comes off as random at times when it's like, hey, this is regardless an optimal move, but there's also like 2 other moves at the same priority, so who knows what is actually optimal. Yeah, that's what makes me think that there's like an overlap in priority for the AI. Because as I commented, let's take the base Pokemon AI in Pokemon Emerald. If it's good AI, this isn't like the random AI like some trainers have or like wild Pokemon have. Like the good AI, which is like the gyms and the major bosses. If it sees a kill, it's going to want to use that move. It's going to give that move like a +2 or something. However, if multiple moves see a kill, it's going to give all of them a +2 and pick one of them randomly, because they all have the same number attached to them at +2, and so that's probably an issue with Puppet Dance, is that it's going to see a switch potentially. It's like, hey, this is a good switch. Here's a +1. Oh, but I also see this move as being a +1 too. So it balances itself. It kind of like counters itself, and it's like, okay, in that situation, it's random of these moves. If KEA has spares only set them. Honestly, I think instead of just smash spinning on it, it might be a better. It might just let you be able to sit there and set up on it, right? As the Aka tries to sit down, it's trapped. You just set up on her, and then you just explode the entire team. If it's possible, have like a 1 or 2 months sweep with that. Who knows? I've glanced on like YouTube before, and I know there are people who have done Nuzlocke/Hardcore Nuzlocke with this. But as far as I know, they never quite did the question mark fights, at least the little bit I saw. And the amount of runs on it are few and far between. Not a super documented field. So we shall see. Still, the good news is as broken and as awkward as the AI might be to read, I feel like we equally have enough counterplay. Or potential counterplay on the player's end to hopefully make up for it. Like the idea of just simply making a Trick Room sweep. Sweep me. Yeah, you guys got to prepare everything. That's another thing I'm gonna, like the other thing I'm gonna really want to like try to pinpoint the best I can is switch in AI. How the AI prioritizes its switch-ins. Just said I go, no. As I said earlier, you know, there's the Fudo, which really counters it, but you know what? Kogasa has the same exact type spread. So that's 2 different options for just a really good type matchup in Amiko. Plus, worst comes to worst, I'm sure you could probably get a 1-month sack Miko. Although that's probably disastrous, but still definitely seems possible. But the next thing you know, I'm gonna die to Rumia. I'm gonna die to the early game Rumia fight. Maybe I'll throw in that one. Change insert very well. You're talking about when the player uses it or when they use it? That's one thing that makes the Remy fight really awkward, is... They're using changing? In what way do you mean they can't handle it? That's one thing that makes Remy really awkward, is the fact that she loves just clicking changeling. Also, Game Glitcher, I gotta mention it, but like, I saw some of my July stats on Twitch, and 11, my most commented viewer who makes the most comments. Game Glitcher, you're down there at like 3rd. So you're kind of washed. Who's 2nd? Alan. Stats. I was setting up some Nightbot commands earlier, and I was I was just on the page setting them up, and I saw, hey, here's July comment stats. I hate this spell. And be able to see number of chats. Come on, Notori. And I got to see some chat numbers. How many different messages each person sent. 11 was first. Alan was really close. Unmade, yeah. Surprised, to be honest. Well, that's because when he shows up, he does talk a lot, and we engage in strat conversations a lot whenever he shows up. Because that is one thing that he does like to talk about a lot, is just going through strats. Fucking Cinnamon, you were down there. Like, you were only, like, 8th or something. Like, SMH. Cinnamon fake fan confirmed. I mean, it was July 1st through the 31st, so... Yeah, you weren't there for some of that. All these second-class chatters, yeah. We only like the top % of chatters here. Ah, oh no, not again. Me on my way to get Orange and turn her into Blissey. Play tag at least once per stream. If I looked at that list, I'm pretty sure the only 2 people who are consistent with that are you and Damikos. But yeah, it's really good at countering very specific puppets. Like, if you have just a special attack, or a spread attacker, excuse me. It just hard bodies them. Which is very good until she has. Yeah, and then you just switch her into something else. I mean, no, when you switch a puppet, it has to stay in until it dies. That's the rule, clearly. Guys, I don't know how I keep losing puppets all the time. I have my fire type against the water and I'm losing it. It's unbelievable. Like when you sit there and be like, oh my gosh, Sukuna just folds to a fighting type attack. It's like, have you ever thought about not using her against a fighting type? Hello? Do not like you, Momiji. She really tried to get me with her snail trail there. Yeah, all the 18 puppets are in it. Yuma is in there as well. There is no 19 puppets, frankly. Really? That was not that hard of a dodge. Before Dev as a schizoid towards 1920, like PW. Yeah, true. TPB, yeah. I don't have any of those, like the Hatsune Miku one. That'd be 2 hack puppets. I do not know those. I do not know what you're referring to. I do know that there's an Ayaya in front of me. Whoop! Yeah, tell the guys working on it, whoever it may be, to get moving. Where's my grapevine lady? I want to play with her. Where's my Hisami? Come on. It may also be because there's like 8 people at the house right now. Actually, I think like 10 people at the house right now. So there might be others. So like, if the internet goes bad right now, it's because there's a ton of people here. And by ton, I mean a lot. I deserve head for that cat. You know, it's annoying to have a 3 miss past Aya, but it's also really nice to have a perfect Aya. Proof that Aya's literally free. No, please. Game Glitcher posting the cat emo every time a lewd joke is made, despite the fact that there's like lewd jokes made every day. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit to the right for that one, but fortunately on the non, it doesn't really matter. For the spell, it's a bit important. But the non is definitely a lot easier than the spell. Or it's a lot less strict. No, what did you post in the Discord? Oh no. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. I like actually remembering what my lines are. there's thumping that's going on. There are people running upstairs. Hello, Sinai. How's my favorite slug doing? They are running it aggressively. I like how I also noticed, because I tested the commands out earlier to make sure they work properly. I love how the level cap one does the Remy emote. Because that's just the name of the emote. I thought about adding emotes for all of them and trying to get that set up, but I was too lazy to do that. Remy's VIP by accident? Yeah. It's just the name of the emote. And then realized it until after I set it up, and I didn't really feel like going back and changing it for any other reason. Remy is not the halfway point. No, no, no. Remy is the gateway to the problems. That is a certified hitbox moment. Perfect eye and perfect stage 5. There's Baruto, where did she appear? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a gatekeeper in mid-game, yeah. She's the end of the early game into the mid-game. Baruto's super boss. Technically, the super boss is Maribel. I guess you could consider them both super bosses, actually, so never mind. I didn't include Maribel as well in the level cap, because her level cap would also be the same thing, level 100. So there's really no point specifying for both of them. Given I end up doing both of them, which is a question mark. I'm not high enough. Me after I take only a little bit of weed. Oh, what a disgusting line that was! Good question, right? Yeah. Hello, Hobbs. Thank you for that fun. Attack is not too bad, but it makes me want to vomit more than most attacks. Not in a bad way, just in a way that's like, it's really stressful to read. Non-1. I will mention it later, but all my level caps are kind of subject to change. I just kind of pick the bosses and the spots I think are the best to set my level caps. But, like, those are only, like, my guesses for what's the best to do them. I might change my mind on some of them. Those are only at a glance looking at all the bosses. Oh, fuck, there's pressure right now. Don't forget to kiss your Kaneko. I almost didn't get that kiss timing good. I really gotta pee. Like, my bladder is bursting right now. You. Maybe yes, I do intend to do them. I'm just not sure like when, like if I'm gonna force them or if I'm gonna let myself do them whenever. I'll explain the details later, or what I mean. And here's the thing, I said bursting Damikos as like a little bit of an exaggeration. I'm not actually about to pee myself. No! Oh, right there at the end. Tragic. Another 5 miss. Still a really good run. Okay, I'm gonna let this play while I go pee real quick. It was a good run. There's some annoying parts to it, but all in all, like, with the bad misses, that's a really nice run. There's a Remy 5-minute hand-drawn animations. It's circulating on Reddit. Well, the problem is that's Reddit. I just clicked on a random part in the video. Why is there Mickey Mouse? It looks cute. Cute animation. Maybe I'll watch it at some point. Fully. Another. I'm in a good mood. So, there are the 3 optional bosses. I can't actually find on the spreadsheet I have. Does the Okina fight give you an item? Because the other 2 optional fights give you an item. Can anyone answer whether or not the Okina fight, if you know, gives an item? I just forgot what it is. Suzumi Drum, what does that do? It gives you the ability to be proud of your achievements, the most important accomplishment. Looks like they have a stab. Ooh. So my line of thinking for those 3 fights, Okina, Yumemi, and Kaneko, because they all have items, like they're technically optional. So are the question mark fights. So like I said, I may or may not do the question mark fights long term. I'm gonna try them for now. Maybe they'll prove to be too impossible. Maybe they'll be fine, like very difficult, but still fine. Those 3 fights, I do intend to do at some point, but because they're optional with items as a reward, I'm either going to force them within, like, the closest level cap that they're unlocked in, or I'm going to say I can do them right when I unlock them. Itemless in battle. Held items are fine. I believe Domikos was typing my commands earlier, but I have it specified in the exclamation mark item. I'm not allowed to use items in battle, such as healing items. If it's a held item, like procs on my low HP heals me or something, that's fine. Held items are perfectly fine. I cannot like sit in battle and just use full heal, full heal, full heal, full heal, or like stall like that or something. One of the reasons this mostly exists in, like, Pokemon is just, like, avoid A, heal stalling, and B, to avoid, X items. Because you can just kind of set up any Pokemon with X items and kind of cheese the game like that. Now, X items I don't believe exist in Puppet Dance, but I'll still avoid heal stalling with it, so. No using items via, like, the bag menu in battle. Besides, of course, threads, because I need to capture my puppets, but held items are perfectly fine. And it's also fair to the opponents, because, like, the opponents also will use held items in battle. But not using external healing... Frick! Not going to use external healing items. About the drum, I believed him from the first. I mean, no, Gypsum, well-known liar here. He tries to lie and deceive me all the time. Dude, I swear, sometimes I ingest caffeine and I just don't feel it. Sometimes right now I'm just like so hyped. I'm like just so jumpy right now. Like, it wasn't bad, and then I peed, and now it's bad. sleepy. I just feel like it's so dependent on, like, the mood I was already in. Like I've never been a, oh, I drink caffeine and, I go from being tired to, like, I'm alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic. It's like, if I'm already up, it just makes me go more. But if I'm tired, it like, doesn't really get me going. Basically exists for dreams. It exists because extra Sumereko exists. But yeah, for those optional fights, like I've said, I might force them within their respective level caps. I might say I can do them whenever, because they have an item, so like there's benefit to doing them early, because you get the item earlier, but maybe the fight's too hard, so you postpone the fight till you're high level to make it easier, but then you don't get the item till later. I'm not sure. There's a lot of, hardcore Nuzlocke, like I mentioned, hardcore Nuzlocke for Pup Dance are not that done, so there's not really an established strategy for some of this. So not exactly established, like, set of rules that other people use. So I'm mostly just guiding things based on what I deem is probably best. And there's a lot of, let's do some runs and see how it goes. Yeah, but you know what the biggest problem with that is? Getting Shinky. The only base 600 statted puppet that's not like Power Yukari or something with a negative ability, or like Suika. The only pseudo-legendary. Yeah. Like, Shinky, I either find via starter, or she's like 5% encounter in one area, right? Like, that's the hard thing about Shinky. Like, the odds of me seeing her are very low. But, although, there's a lot of puppets that fit that category, right? In fact, Remy and Flan are even rarer than Shinky, technically. Miko is basically as rare. Although the fact that she's, like, early game does make her more likely, because you'll get more runs to her, but still generally pretty rare, like 5% one area. I mean, it's like 16%. I knew one of them is like 3%. I knew Flan was, I didn't remember Remy's numbers. Okay, is Renosuke in a pot, or is he doing pot? Game has reincarnation. Yes, but I will not be using reincarnation. I don't know exactly how it affects the found at in Puppet Dance, but at least with like Pokemon breeding in Pokemon like breeding and hardcore Nuzlocke, it's technically doable in like the very, very, very hard to come by stance. It's essentially non-existent, and I'm treating that as well. Yes, the IVs are very, very useful. IVs in your less important stats are not that useful, or don't really matter, of course, but like, you know, if you're trying to make something a special attacker, the difference between E and S is massive. Don't worry too much if you're not doing comp. Well, here's the thing. I know it's a very extreme fight, but let's take the Boruto fight, right? when I was doing that fight casually in my casual playthrough, the method of how I was able to do that fight was maximizing my IVs on Mayra. Mayra without perfect IVs was unable to do that fight. Well, but with perfect IVs, she was able to clean that fight. And one thing I know from watching Nuzlocke, especially hardcore Nuzlocke, is that IVs really matter. Sometimes they matter less, also depending on the game. Some games are harder than others. The harder the game, generally, the more relevant they are. But I feel like in nature, like one thing about this game as well, compared to some like official Pokemon games that some of the ROM hacks have, like some Pokemon ROM hacks are going to have all opponents' Pokemon are S rank in every stat. And that's the same thing here. Like, all the major bosses have perfect stats. So, trying to be able to match... also, Akihuman. Full S puppet. The odds of that are nigh impossible. You get some really good puppets, but, like, a perfect puppet is just... A perfect, naturally occurring puppet is just nigh impossible. It's like in Pokemon, okay? Getting a max IV Pokemon is just ridiculous. In Puppet Dance, it's technically easier because there's slightly less variation, like, different variations, but... Here's the problem, I don't think in my Nuzlocke I'm gonna get as lucky if I get a Gengetsu as I did with my perfect speed Gengetsu. Hitting the nuts. Different values for IV. Yeah, compared to 32 for Pokemon. So, like, the odds of getting perfect in Puppet Dance is definitely easier, but it's still kind of dream levels luck we're looking at there. Like with middling IV over non-green with S. Yeah, like the mark can still be great. Although not every puppet wants green. Green plus S, yeah. It's nothing but Fs. I wonder how that does into, Well, that's the other thing. Early game IVs are less important. It's the higher the level the puppets or Pokemon get, the more important IVs are. It's the same thing with EVs as well, or in this game, just the stat points. Right? Like, the later into the game you go, the more relevant they are. Equivalent. There really isn't, just kind of due to the nature of how Puppet Dance treats its style changes. Could you move to the right? Stupid slut. I have the power invested in homing. That was sketchier than it needed to be. You have to wipe the Isuwako. If I wipe the Isuwako, then I'm glad I made it that far. Yes, yeah, that's the thing. Because of how they treat style changes and level ups, it's like there really isn't a magic hurt. Yeah, but S doesn't have S plus or S minus, right? S is just S. if I'm not mistaken. So there's 16, which is actually, with the original Pokemon, with DVs, that's how it used to be. When they changed the IVs, they made it go from 0 to 31, but back in the day with DVs, it was 0 through 15 words are hard sometimes. Yeah. Right at the end. I also typed it down too much. The way that like EVs versus Mark work, I'm gonna use the Pokemon like idea for this. Pokemon logic. I think it translates because I'm pretty sure based on how, assuming that the stat rank of like E through S affects the same way IVs do. The logic is the lower the base stat, the more the IVs matter compared to nature, or in Puppet Dance Mark. The higher the base stat, the more the mark matters compared to IVs. Because IVs are just a base addition, while mark is multiplication. At least that's how it is with natures and IVs. So I assume it works the same way in Puppet. Ooh, boo! I almost trapped myself. Best version of Tenchi. Well, what it is competitively in the middle of a run could also vary. It also might vary a bit depending on like what you need. Right? That's another thing that's gonna be interesting for a Nuzlocke, is like sometimes you lack a certain type. And even if it's technically not optimal, like for like, oh, what's theoretically the best version of this puppet, maybe you need a fire type, right? Maybe you're just desperate for a fire type. Or, you know, insert X type, and you're like, you really need this, you know, you really need insert styled puppet just because you really need this type of Pokemon. Or puppet, excuse me. Damn, I'm kind of sexy with it sometimes, dude. Holy moly. Tenji's did use all type, that's right, yeah. But the other two slots to aim for? Probably just 2 more Tenchis, right? Like, if extra Tenchi's so good, why not use a second one, right? What do you mean by realms? What are the realms? Iku. Oh yeah, obviously, you use 2 different Ikus. 11, that's also a good idea. Or if you really want Scarlet Red Rhapsody, you could use one Iku and like one Suika. Power Suika, you're a coward. See the cursed opener. What do you mean cursed? It's only cursed if it doesn't work. And tell me, did it work? Your G works there when I breathe in. Yeah. Whoa. Whew, almost messed up that one. I don't know if I should shut up and really lock it. You fucking bastard, Fairy. Holy shit. I don't know if I should shut up and lock in, or if some of my rambling is helping keep me, like, in check, so I'm not, like, too stressed. This is very good pace. Did I drop the extra life? Wait, did I actually drop the extra life? Oh, that was not pleasant. Did you not notice? I was too locked in. I'm a little stressed right now. Little tense. Yeah, and paying attention to score and items is not usually top my priority. Moses, my beloved. Hydro Camouflage is harder than Moses. Absolutely. Okay, well, I am down a life, but I am on 2 miss, so... Last stage 6 was a 2 miss. Let's see how it goes this time. There's a lot that can go wrong in this stage. Camouflage is disgusting. It can be disgusting. Sometimes she goes high, and camouflage is just, like, super smooth. Could you calm down? Could you calm down, fairy? I don't like this fairy. It stresses me out. I mean, guess what the 2 misses on the run are? Hydro Camouflage and Momiji. My two most common misses, probably. I gotta go. Get me out of that non, please. I don't like how fast my heart rate's going. Don't divine my crop, please. Not a divining crop fan. Get me out of that garbage. Okay, Taurus. Pretty generous, Taurus. Make sure you go for the kiss. Huh? Baited her the wrong direction. Gonna have to let another bubble, but that's fine. Source is a stress test. Give me some good luck here, please. Don't make me have to play out of my mind. Oh, disgusting line. Fuck. Okay, I threw in the last one. Still a PB. Still a PB. Oh, the first miss is fine. That second miss was really sad. But a 4 miss. Fearful mindset. I love Vow G, and I have so much time on that. The problem is when you're doing Vow G under pressure. Devaug is not fun under pressure. Yeah, I missed the life after Sinai, Alan. But hello. Hey, Alan, you want to take a guess where those misses were? You saw 2 of them. You want to take a guess as the other 2? I'll give you a hint. They're the 2 most common misses. Hydro Camouflage from Mumichi. Wow, you got it right! You are in a medal. Can't we just have PB every day till we get the LNN in 4 days? Yeah, that's how it works, right? Nerves peak on Source, but they're still super high for Devaug. But the good news about Source is it is pretty easy. So, like that's the thing about Source. I'm always, like, super stressed. Because, like, Source is the attack, I'm like, there's a super, like, consistent line. But, like, Source is also, like, really stressful because I feel like it's gonna be really upsetting if I die to Source. Like, Devaug, good old Divine Virtues. Like, that stressful pressure, like, really pressure that like, ate me up at the end there. But, like, it also is like, okay, it's Divine Virtues. Like, it's arguably the hardest or second hardest spell in the game, right? I'd say hardest. So, like, I'm also like, okay, you know, if I die, I'm not, like, crying. If I die to Source, that's, like, because, like, not only do I die to Source, but then there's the pressure of Divine Virtues as well. That's terrible. Oh. The emote. I'm sorry, I'll add the emote when I click off the game. I did my run for the day. I got my 4 miss. That's pretty good. Got my runs. I got 5 miss into a 4 miss. Good day. I'm just taking a breather before I close the game. Like I said, that caffeine really hyped me up, and like that run did not help. I really gotta go final timeout today. I didn't like practice it today. Oh, hey Alan, I got 4 days in a row with a Exiled Doll timeout. I've been doing that every day. 1 timeout now. 1 timeout per day. But yeah. I start the day off with a Sinai. Going for the Sinai. Then I do an Exiled Doll timeout. And then I do the rest of my practice. I didn't do that much practice today. But I keep doing the Exiled Doll. Oh, you give me medicine? Yeah, medicine. So, just... I don't think you disliked it. It's weird. It's good practice. Like, it's... I mean, unironically, I think it's like the 6th... Roughly the 6th hardest spell in the game. So I think there's good value in its practice. Although the timeout's still questionable on it. Like, I really need... Like, my stage 2s have gotten a lot better, I think, partly since I've done that practice. On runs, like... I just got frustrated with, on runs, dying to Hina over and over, so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna keep doing, Exiled Doll. And I've been having a lot better stage 2s on runs lately. The Glazes of Kina Spring. Yeah, Kina Spring base. It's not that I love, it's not that I love Exiled Doll Timeout. It's a really unique attack. Also, here's what I think. Here's what I will say about Exiled Doll Timeout. I think it's the best attack in the entire game for long-term Touhou skill. I think it is. I think Exiled Doll, outside of Divine Virtues of Wind God Timeout, is the hardest timeout in the entire game. I think it's the hardest timeout in the game. It's the most, like, just play to the moment, like, it's just bullshit. The Peerless Wind God has that, but it's 14 seconds. It's a lot easier. Like, Peerless Wind God cap is obviously way harder than Exile Doll cap, but timeout-wise, Exile Doll has that lead. Divine Virtue's Wind God is only harder timeout because of how much longer it is, but Exile Doll is an attack that I really feel like there's an aspect I really like for timing it out because it's such a high like I can luck my way through it. I can cheese my way through it at times, but like it's such a reading based just keep there's really not much pattern. It's just always playing the mode. It's a really skill ceiling cap that I really like practicing. Maybe I don't really like it, but I feel has really good value practicing. Like, I've been doing Hydro Camouflage timeouts, and that's good, because that gets me good at Hydro Camouflage, but the Exile Doll makes me feel good a lot of other ways. Fully unlocked? Should be. See why it shouldn't be. Okay, I'm gonna close the game. Ba-ba-da-bum. Good day, good day. PV'd, Formus. Hey, everything that isn't emote based. And now it's time to go to the thing that most people are waiting for, I know, today. Listen, I had to get a PB, and now we get to go to this. Thank you, thank you. Where is it? Oh, Guard of Dreams.